live with Tao, friendliness and friendship. These are the two aspects. But before I go into, today is Guru Purnima. Guru means master, Purnima means full moon. Today is the full moon. So full moon in the month of rainy season is considered as Guru Purnima, the full moon of the Guru Purnima, to pay respect, obeisance to the master. There is a reason for celebrating this function, this particular festival during the month of rainy season. Rainy season, the outer sky is covered with clouds. So because of the clouds, the moon is not visible in its totality. A part of the moon is visible. Certain places where there are less cloud in the sky, moon becomes visible. Other places where there is more clouds, the size of the moon becomes smaller. And if there are no clouds, the sky is clear, the moon shines in its full splendor and glory. So this sky that you see covered with clouds and moon is symbol of innerness, of a seeker. The sky represents the inner sky of the seeker, and the clouds represents the clouds of ignorance, egocentric identity, conflict, confusion, and all these things. Just as during the rainy season, sometimes the clouds are very dense, they are dark, of different colors. So each of these state, confusion, conflict, egocentric identity, and your own the ideas, and all these things symbolize the clouds that does not allow the moon to shine in its full splendor. So this celebration of the Guru Purnima during the month of rainy season symbolizes the inner state of the seeker. And so we are aware of this, you must be aware of this, your inner state of confusion, conflict, the egocentric identities and all that. Because of that, you could not see the full splendor and the glory of the moon. So you have to be aware of this, not celebrating it as a ritual. On this day, the disciples bring the gifts for the master as a matter of their respect for the master, obeisance, and celebrated ritualistic this festival. But the major significance of this festival is a deep understanding that although the moon is shining in its full splendor, it's not that there the master is not shining in a full splendor like moon. but it's all the aspects are not visible to you because of your egocentric identities, because of your conflict, confusion, and your own mind, which big clouds acts as a cloud, and big cloud, the full manifestation of the glory of the moon, the energy to flow into you. It is important that energy of the existence is always available to you, but you are not ready. So it happens, there is fluctuations in the flow of the energy. Sometimes you feel the energy is flowing towards you, other times it is not. But you do not realize that this is happening because of your own reasons. So once we understand this, so this is not a festival to be celebrated on a particular day in year. It is, this celebration should be your understanding on a moment-to-moment basis. Am I totally available to this energy as it is flowing this moment or not? If you understand this and your effort is that this energy should flow into you without any fluctuations, without any interruptions, then the fulfillment or the journey of transcendence or transformation will continue without any obstruction. And so the master acts as a stabilizing mechanism between you and the existential flow of energy. Just as between your power supply and electrical equipment, you place a stabilizer so that there are no fluctuations that could damage the equipment. So that Master acts as a catalytic stabilizer between you and the existential energy. The intensity of the energy is so intense and so strong that it needs to flow into you in such a way that it does not destroy the delicacy. So this should always be your effort and understanding, so that the process of transformation that has begun continues, gains momentum and impetus until the full flowering has happened. Now coming back, friendliness and friendship. There are two things, friendliness and friendship. Friendliness is the quality. It is, according to the grammar, it is the quality of the subject, not the quality of the action. So it is adjective, quality. It defines you. So be friendly, but do not make friends. You can be friendly with everyone. You can deal with the people in a friendly manner, because if you make friends, you have already taken the first step, that Now it is not very far from when you will make the enemies. One who is your friend can become an enemy one day. You look at your life. You start with your spouse as a friend. The journey undergoes various stages, and the final stages, if you do not use the term enemy, that person does not remain friend or as intimate as it used to be when the journey has begun. So from the very moment, and friendliness means you maintain your freedom, you maintain, and when you maintain your freedom, you are not the servant to anyone. You respect your freedom and that of others. And this independence, this freedom, this spontaneity, this childlikeness is the quality of an individual. And within these qualities, you can be friendly with anyone. You are free to speak the way you want. You are spontaneous. You learn from the children. They are very spontaneous in their expressions. They do not hesitate. No kind of obstruction comes in their way, along their way, as they interact with the other. That spontaneity, that freedom, that independence is the very quality. And with that quality, you can use that quality to be friendly with anyone. But if you want to be friend, then you have to depend on the other. You have to do things the way the person wants. And then ultimately it happens, there is a breakdown of communication. Include the friend, start from the very near, being from the beginning. Only then it is possible. You don't feel any difficulty in that. When you have to include the friend and be inclusive of the friend, it is not a question of friend or enemy. It is a question of your opening. If you are open, you can interact with anyone. It is a question of your opening. Even for the friend, you are closed. You are restricted. How and what to say to the friend so that he does not feel offended. Many times it happens when you consider somebody as a friend, you say things which the person does not agree or does not like. Immediately the channels of communication are broken or closed permanently. Even for the friend you are closed, even with the friend you remain guarded. What to say to this person and what not to say. So either you be spontaneous or not. So you cannot be spontaneous, you cannot be open, you cannot be free in dealing with a friend. Even with a friend, you have not revealed your being totally. So, how can you include him as your friend? You are restricted in many ways. You can include him only when there is no fear, when you are not afraid, when you allow him to move within you. What does the Master do? He allows you to move into him. He allows you to say whatever you want to say. You are not making any security arrangements. Even with the beloved, you are closed. Are you not close with your beloved? You have not opened your mind. And the moment your mind is open, you are free. You have no security that I should not act this way or that way. Still, there are few things which are kept secret, private. If you have a privacy, you cannot be open. You cannot be all inclusive, because then your privacy can be known. Then your secrets will become public. It is not easy to include a friend, so do not think it difficult to include any enemy. It is impossible right now. Once you are open, you have freedom, freedom of expression, freedom of movement, total freedom. Then it is easy. That is why Jesus' teaching becomes impossible. The Christians becomes pseudo. They had to. Because Jesus says, love your enemies. You are not even capable of loving your friends. To love a friend means you are free, you are independent, you are open, you have nothing to hide, physically, emotionally, or at energy level. So when this is the situation, you have not find a lovingness with your friend, with your beloved, of that quality. Open, spontaneous, free, unguarded freedom to interact with your beloved, one whom you love the most, and yet still you are safeguarding certain things. So how can you love your enemies? You can be only a pseudo. You pretend that there is love, but that will not be. And you are not even capable of loving your friends. He gives you that statement of Jesus is an impossible goal. You are bound to become hypocrites, pseudo, and you will not be authentic in your dealing. So learn, that's why Buddha begins, include the friend first. Be friendly. And in being friendly, acknowledge your freedom, your spontaneity, your naturalness, your childlikeness, and that of your spouse as well. Otherwise, you are bound to become hypocrite, pseudo. You will not be authentic. You will talk about loving your enemies, and you will hate your friends even. I am not saying that. So the first thing is this: do not think of enemy right now. That is the trick of the mind. Think of a friend. The second thing is this: the question is not to include someone, the question is to be all inclusive. All inclusive, this is what friendliness means, all inclusive. That is the quality of your consciousness. All inclusiveness, or you can say friendliness, is the quality of your consciousness. Create the inclusiveness. Create this quality in you. Everything is inclusive. How can you create a quality? For that is the technique. You are sitting near a tree. Look at the tree. It is outside you. But is it really outside you? You cannot know it. Something of it has already traveled within you. That is how you can know the tree is there. It is green. But do you know that the green exists in you, not in the tree? That's why you have been able to allow this. When you close your eyes, the tree is not green. Let us go back into this technique again. How can you create this quality of all inclusiveness? All inclusiveness or all friendliness. Use a technique. You are sitting near a tree. Look at the tree. It is outside you. It is well known the tree is outside you. But is it really outside you? Or certain aspects of it has entered into you. If it is really outside you, you cannot know it. You know something only when these are part of your own. You know love because love is part of you. So you can recognize that this person is loving. You know the green color. You know the difference in the different shades of green. That's why you are able to differentiate between this is olive green, this is forest green, this is sea green, different textures of green. It is outside you. If it was totally outside you, then you cannot know it. Something of it is already part of you or has traveled within you. Only then you can recognize only that which is already part of you. You can recognize the taste of a particular dish because it is already part of you. If it is not, you will not know the taste of it. That is how you can know the tree is there, it is green. But do you know that the green exists in you already? That's why you are able to recognize it. You have known the taste of this particular dish that is existing in you. That's why you can see it. Now scientists say this, that the color is given by you. Everything is in the nature is colorless. There exists no color. Color comes into being when the rays traveling from the particular object meet your eyes, then the color is created. There is an entire science in physics. The color is colorless. When it passes through the prism, you see the different colors. So color is given by your eyes. It is a meeting of the tree and you where greenness happens. The flowers are there in bloom. The scent comes to you. You smell it. But that fragrance is also given by you. It is not in the nature. Only waves are coming towards you, which you translate as color, as fragrance. It is your rose which smells it. If you are not there, there will be no smell. The rose is there, the garden is there, the green is there, the red is there, all the colors, all the fragrance is there. Only when you are there, you say this is red. Somebody else comes in. So there has been philosophers like Berkeley and Nagarjuna, Shankar, who say the world is unreal. It exists in your mind because whatsoever you know about the world is merely given by us. Because of this, Immanuel Kant, German thinker and philosopher, says that the thing in itself cannot be known. Whatever we know, whatsoever we know is not a thing, it is our projection. Something you had already had the experience, it is in you, the color, the fragrance, the beauty and everything. Your face looks beautiful to me. Your face is neither beautiful nor ugly. It is my attitude. It is I who make you beautiful or ugly. It is I who make you ugly or beautiful. It is my attitude. It is I who make you beautiful or ugly. It depends on me. It is my feeling. If you are alone in the world and there is no one to say that you are ugly or beautiful, you will not be either ugly or beautiful. Can you be? Introspect on this until I come back to continue. Take care.